The girl was still asleep when her body began sliding slowly downward. Below her lay a 10,000-meter drop. Falling from this height would mean certain death. Sensing something wrong, she jolted awake instantly, but it was too late. She could only let her body tumble toward the endless abyss. Then something unexpected happened. She slowly opened her eyes. The girl's pupils dilated instantly as she sat up abruptly, gripping the rope tightly, her heart pounding. Only then did she realize she was 10,000 meters in the air, saved from falling solely by the hemp rope before her. She tried calling out to the man for help, but he remained curled up in the basket, not making a sound. To make matters worse, the ice on the rope was slowly melting, causing her to slip down bit by bit due to the slickness. The consequences of falling from this height were obvious. She desperately swung her legs, trying to get back up. Through continuous effort, she finally got close to the basket. The girl kicked toward it with all her strength, but her body bounced far away. Using the momentum, she managed to grab the rope. The girl stared intently at the man in the corner and used every ounce of strength to climb into the basket. Before catching her breath, she crawled toward the man, calling out to him again and again. But it was too late. The girl couldn't believe it. Slowly approaching, she found he had no heartbeat. Just as she was about to despair, the man miraculously came back to life. Looking at the girl's scarred hands and the now functioning hot air balloon, he knew she had climbed to the top of the balloon to close the valve. The two survivors excitedly discussed their future. But before long, they suddenly noticed that the falling snowflakes had stopped in midair. Eventually, as if enchanted, the snow began floating upward. The girl then realized this wasn't about the snow at all. The hot air balloon was descending so fast it was catching up with the falling snowflakes. At this rate, they would definitely be smashed to pieces. She shouted for the man to throw things overboard. Sandbags, rescue ropes. In this life-or-death situation, everything was thrown out regardless of importance. They even threw out their heavy coats, but the balloon's descent only accelerated, and the basket was now empty. Seeing death approaching, the man told the girl to climb onto the ring frame while he followed with a knife. He planned to cut away the heaviest part, the basket, believing this would slow their descent. As the man worked faster and faster, the basket ropes were cut one after another. With only 2 ropes remaining and the ground getting closer, the man grew increasingly anxious. Losing his grip momentarily, they almost fell. As the last rope was cut, the hot air balloon's speed finally decreased. But the experienced girl knew this wasn't enough. The speed was still too fast. From this height, neither could survive. Under the man's astonished gaze, the girl resolutely stood at the edge of the ring. She intended to sacrifice herself to give him a chance at survival. The man broke down, begging her to stop, but he couldn't deter the determined girl. At the critical moment, looking at the balloon, he suddenly had an idea. Without time to explain, he shouted that either they both die or both live. Before the girl could react, he grabbed the rope securing the balloon and cut it with one stroke. The hot air balloon instantly became a parachute, descending slowly. The two couldn't hide their excitement, but before they could celebrate, new trouble arrived. This time, however, they were no longer afraid. Holding each other's hands, they dove fearlessly toward the forest. After an unknown amount of time, they finally regained consciousness. Limping toward each other, they supported one another as they walked in the direction of home.